The Federalist Papers, reading on page 244. The most important arguments in favor of the Constitution appeared in a series of widely read essays that became known as the Federalist Papers. The essays were written under the name Publius, but historians now know that of the 85 essays, Alexander Hamilton wrote about 50. James Madison wrote about 30 essays, and John Jay wrote the other 5. The authors of the Federalist Papers told Americans that the new federal government would not empower the states. In Federalist Paper number 10, Madison wrote about the many different groups of U.S. citizens. Their many points of view, Madison stated, would keep any single group from controlling the government. In Federalist Paper number 15, Hamilton discussed the need to fix the country's many problems under the Articles of Confederation. Let us make a firm stand for our safety, our tranquility, peace, our dignity, our reputation, he wrote. The Federalist Papers were widely reprinted and strongly influenced the debate over the Constitution. The ratification fight. The true test of the Constitution's support came during the debate over the state ratification or approval. The Articles of Confederation had needed the approval of all 13 states to go into effect. However, the Constitution needed only 9 states to pass. Each state, except Rhode Island, held special state conventions to give citizens the chance to discuss the Constitution. Then they could vote on whether the Constitution should be ratified. Anti-Federalists also spoke out in state conventions. In New York, one citizen said, "It appears that the government will fall into the hands of the few and the great." At the Virginia Ratification Convention, Patrick Henry spoke for many anti-Federalists. The Constitution had the support of heroes of the American Revolution, such as Benjamin Franklin, Paul Revere, and George Washington. At the Massachusetts Convention, Revere helped win the backing of other craftspeople. On December 7, 1787, Delaware became the first state to ratify the Constitution. Throughout the rest of 1787 and the first half of 1788, 8 other states ratified the Constitution. They did so in the following order: Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, and New Hampshire. The Constitution went into effect in June 1788 after New Hampshire became the 9th state to ratify it. However, there was still debate in New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, and Virginia. Political leaders across America knew the new government needed the support of Virginia and New York. Virginia had the largest population in the nation. New York was an important center for business and trade. Finally, James Madison and the other Virginia Federalists convinced Virginia to ratify the Constitution in late June 1788. In New York, Federalists John Jay and Alexander Hamilton said that New York City would break away and join the new government if the Constitution was not ratified. New York State finally ratified the Constitution in, turn the page, July 1788. North Carolina ratified the Constitution in November 1789. Rhode Island was the last state to ratify the Constitution in May 1790.